Today we're doing a deep dive into a piece of hardware that, well, it looks deceptively boring.
It really does.
We've got the spec sheet here for the NTI UNIMUX-HD4K18GB-8. It's just a black box, rack-mounted, looks like it belongs in a server closet somewhere.
Right.
But for a certain kind of power user, this thing is apparently like the holy grail of desk management.
It is, yeah. And you're right, it looks industrial, but the mission here is pretty cool. We're talking about a high-end KVM switch. So basically, this is for the person who needs to control, it can go up to 32 computers, but we're looking at the 8-port model, all from one keyboard, one mouse, one monitor.
See, KVM switches aren't new. I feel like we've all seen them, right?
Right.
The cheap plastic dongles you buy to swap between a work laptop and a gaming PC. But looking at these specs, this NTI unit is on another level. The name itself has 4K and 18 GBPs. Why does a switch need that much bandwidth?
That is the big differentiator. It really is. Most consumer switches, they compress the video signal to save on bandwidth. This thing is built on the HDMI 2.0 standard. So, no compression.
None. It supports a full 18 gigabits per second. That means you get your Ultra HD resolution 3840 by 2160 at a super smooth 60 Hz. But the real headline for professionals is the color depth. It supports 4.4.4.
I see that here. 4.4.4 color depth. Can we strip away the jargon? If I'm just coding or looking at spreadsheets, does that number really change anything for me?
Oh, surprisingly, yes. It's actually more noticeable with text than with, say, video.
Really?
Yeah. 4.4.4 means zero chroma subsampling. The switch isn't throwing away any color data to save space. With a cheaper switch, you often see this like fuzzy fringing around red or blue text on a black background.
I think I know what you're talking about. It's a little bit blurry.
Exactly. It causes eye strain. If you're a graphic designer or you're looking at medical images or just code all day, that stuff matters. This preserves the signal pixel for pixel. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So it's visually lossless. But the feature that really caught my eye here is this thing called True Auto Boot. It sounds like marketing fluff, but the notes make a big deal about dedicated internal microprocessors. What's actually going on inside the box?
This is the aha moment for this device. It solves the single most annoying thing about KVMs.
Which is?
In a cheap switch, when you flip from computer A to computer B, you are physically breaking the connection to computer A. The computer thinks you just unplug your mouse and keyboard.
Right, and then I switch back and have to wait for that little USB connect sound and for the mouse to wake up.
Exactly. Or worse, all your windows get rearranged because the monitor disappeared for a second. NTI solved this by putting a microprocessor on every single port.
On every port?
Every single one. So the switch is constantly lying to all 8 computers. It's telling them the mouse is here, the monitor is here, all the time, even when you're not using them. You can boot all 8 machines at once, and none of them will ever give you a keyboard not found error.
Wow. That is a huge quality of life improvement. Just keeps the workflow totally fluid. Now, speaking of plugging things in, what about connectivity? The sheet says transparent USB 2.0. How is that different from just a normal USB hub?
It's very different. Transparent means the switch doesn't try to interpret the device. It just passes the data straight through. This is huge because a lot of generic KVMs only recognize like a standard keyboard and a basic mouse.
So if I have a fancy programmable gaming mouse or maybe a drawing tablet or a touchscreen,
the computer will see it as if it were plugged directly into the tower. It supports all of that. Touchscreens, game controllers, flash drives, you name it. It's a full pass-through.
And I noticed the audio specs are pretty serious too. Dolby True HD, DTSX, Dolby Atmos.
Right. This isn't just for, an IT server room. This is totally viable for a multimedia production studio. You could be editing 4K video or mixing surround sound, and the switch won't touch the audio stream.
Total flexibility.
Total. Yeah. And you can control it however you want. Buttons on the front, keyboard hotkeys, an on-screen display, or even RS-232 if you're automating your whole setup.
That sounds like a tank.
Yeah.
But tanks are expensive. This 8-port model is listed at $1,360. That is a big jump from the $50 switch on Amazon.
It is an investment, no question. You get a 2-year warranty, the rack mount kit, but what you're paying for is stability. If you're managing 8 high-performance workstations, that could be $30,000 or $40,000 in hardware right there.
Yeah, good point.
Then a $1,300 switch is the insurance policy that keeps all of that actually usable.
It's the price of removing friction from your workflow.
It is. And it leads to a question I think every power user should ask themselves. We spend so much time obsessing over CPU speed or monitor resolution, But in a multi-machine setup, is the most critical tool the computer itself? Or is it the invisible traffic cop that lets them all work together like a single, cohesive mind?
Something to think about before your next peripheral purchase. That's all for this deep dive into the NTI UNIMUX. Thanks for listening.